Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is starting to approach, and Uncommon Goods makes gift giving less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. I actually got my partner a hummingbird feeder because he loves hummingbirds, and we have them come to our patio from time to time. It's also stunning. It looks like a piece of art made from hand-blown glass. I love buying items from Uncommon Goods because they are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the US. You're getting beautiful gifts and supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/dateable. That's uncommongoods.com/dateable for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
You know what I don't miss at all? That horrendous week right before my period when I feel like crawling out of my skin, and my skin is full of zits, mind you. Yes, PMS hits me hard, but now it's easier to manage with Estro Control by Happy Mammoth. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially during PMS. The way it does this is super interesting. The ingredients help support the liver, where our hormones are processed, and oftentimes PMS symptoms are caused by hormonal fluctuations. Estro Control is also made specifically for women who are premenopausal, a time when, PMS can turn into a beast. I know this firsthand. So for a limited time, you can get 15% off on your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code DATEABLE at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code DATEABLE for 15% off today. Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, Dateables. Welcome to Brunch Talk, where we answer your burning dating question.
I feel like the association with burning and food always gets me each time, but burning it is.
When was the last time you burned something cooking?
When my partner was away.
Is that what happens when he's not around? You burn food?
Maybe.
I feel like it's so easy to burn stuff. I burn cookies all the time, but I kind of like the burnt taste.
Okay, I take it back. Burnt toast. That happens a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Even when my partner is around. Yeah.
It's not a terrible thing.
It's not.
Just carcinogens.
It's a little charred.
Yeah. 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 It's smoky. It's a good thing. But what's not a good thing are these dating conundrums you all are going through right now. And we want to help you through it all and let you know you're not alone in anything that you're going through.
No, every time we get one, we're like, yep, we've heard this. Other people have it. And we're so excited to tackle this topic.
So here is the question for this episode. Is telling a couple white lies a deal breaker?
For more information, I was dating a guy for a couple months. We talked about the future and were super compatible. He ended things though because I told a couple of white lies, such as being at a car wash instead of being in traffic, and also about an ex moving back into town. What do you think could be done to reconcile for the future, and how long should I wait to try?
Who has not told a couple white lies here and there? I mean, there's some things like, yeah, does someone really need to know I'm at the car wash versus being stuck in traffic? But I think where it gets dangerous is when these white lies build up into bigger lies and then you start believing in your lies. I've seen this happen in previous relationship, single, the last one, where these lies, I think he started to really believe the lies he was telling me. And that's betrayal, and that's going to bring on trust issues in your partner. So yeah, it's like the building up of the white lies.
I could also see for this person, for their partner, it's not that there was one lie, but maybe as they started to accumulate, that became more of the red flag for them. That being said, I don't know. It's hard to know if there's reconciliation or waiting a certain amount of time, if that will help or not. It really depends how decided this partner is that this isn't for them because of these white lies. And like Yue said, I agree, most of us have told some sort of white lie, but like, what was the reason for it? I think if you can share maybe some of that a bit, like, again, I don't know the reason why you said that you were at a car wash instead of traffic and why it was a big deal. They did mention that, it was a conversation they had. So that's why it like triggered the partner. So can you explain yourself a little more of like why you did this? And maybe that will help.
Yeah, I would also be curious. Just ask yourself this too. Why are you telling these white lies? I think sometimes we tell white lies because we're just leaving out details that we don't think are important, or sometimes we do it because we think it's going to hurt our partner. Like for the example of an ex moving back in town, I can see someone being like, well, my partner doesn't need to know that. And would it hurt them to know this information? Am I protecting them or am I protecting myself by telling this white lie?
But then it also is like, what happened with the ex moving into town?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go and meet up with this person? Like, what was actually the outcome of it? I think sharing your process more with your partner would be really good in this case. And I don't think like it's fair to call someone that tells a couple white lies a liar, but maybe this is like a good reality check that things that feel seemingly small can be actually interpreted to mean more to someone else.
I feel like I have a pretty good lie detector and I can always tell when the people I know well are lying. And even if the lies are not that big of a deal, it does on the receiving end does not make me feel very good
Right.
because it makes me question what else have they lied to me about. So by understanding the why behind the lie doesn't make it okay, but it does bring me closer to my partner to know why they're doing this.
I definitely had one white lie that I told my partner at the beginning.
Oh.
It was about a COVID vaccine. This was like in the time of that because I got it a little earlier and it was like kind of controversial at the time. And I didn't want to like say that I got it already. So I didn't actually share this with my partner. And then, because I think I said that I had one, but not both. And then obviously you have to get the second one. So I had to like make up a lie that like I was going to get the second one. And I remember being like, well, if I'm feeling up to it, we can get dinner that night, even though I knew I would be okay because I wasn't getting it.
Wow.
But I had to commit to the lie. This is like the most lying I've ever done. And that day he was like, he texted me, he's like, can I drive you to your appointment?
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, I'm all set. Got there. But
Thanks.
I came clean. I told him once this was like official and he was just like, wait, that's the lie. Like, I don't care. But to me, it did bother me that I did it. Like, I felt like, but once I got in it, it was hard to get out of. So I do feel like a little sympathy for this person. Like, again, I don't know what the whole like car wash traffic situation is, but I could maybe see like saying like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic, like just as like an immediate response. And then you kind of need to commit to the story.
First of all, you are adorable. I don't think you are really capable of lying because your face just says it all. Like I just don't think you're capable of deceiving anybody. So the fact that you acted out this lie is kind of hilarious to me. You're like really committed to the role of someone who's getting their vaccine.
I was like, no, do not drive me to my appointment.
And I also love that you came clean with it. He's like, wait, that's.
I also had to because then we got like the cards saying the dates and stuff. It was too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the lies catch up with you. That's the moral of the story of why you shouldn't lie, because eventually you have to come clean. The only reason I would have been able to stay in my lie is if my partner and I just never like became anything more.
Well, I think in this situation too, it sounds like the relationship ended because the lies were found out.
Yeah.
Like the truth does eventually come out in some form. So if you are going to lie, you have to know that someday you will be found out for it. But I think like sometimes I lie just because I don't like to explain myself that much. So I can see myself being stuck in traffic and being like, you know what, I went to the car wash. That's why I'm late, because I am late a lot. I can kind of understand that reasoning. I just don't like to explain myself. But maybe after I just say, actually, I was stuck in traffic and whatever. I left my house later I just didn't want to tell you.
Yeah,
Like, it's better to just come clean sooner, even if you do tell a lie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that people do it because they want to avoid the situation too. And it's easier just not to like say anything, but it does catch up. I want to hear your take on maybe some more like personal issues. But before we do, let's take a break to hear from our sponsors.
With the holiday season right around the corner, you bet I've already started thinking about gifts, especially easy gifting options. And I've discovered that the perfect gift is Osea's limited edition Super Glow Body Set. Now, this includes Osea's best-selling body care products packed in a beautiful box. So it includes a full-size Ondaria algae body oil, their new Ondaria algae body wash, which smells divine, and a travel-size hyaluronic body serum. And let me tell you, this is the ideal set of products for your everything shower. If you know, you know, right? Every product leaves my skin feeling silky, soft, and unbelievably glowy. Give the gift of glow this holiday season with clean, clinically tested skincare from Osea. And right now, we have a special discount just for our listeners. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with the code DATEABLE podcast at OseaMalibu.com. That's 10% off your first order at OSEAMalibu.com using the code DATEABLE podcast. I don't know if this is a superpower, but I sometimes dream in French. So I guess those 4 years of high school French classes are really paying off in my dreams. But you know what? I have more ambitious goals of actually speaking French in the waking world too. I remember how hard it was for me to learn a new language in the classroom. I just couldn't get past the basics of bonjour, je m'appelle, and au revoir when I tried to speak it out loud. However, Rosetta Stone has completely changed the way I learn foreign languages. As the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or on an app, Rosetta Stone truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. I find context-based learning to work best for me. And I also like that the program focuses on speaking and listening in that language without English translations. And having a lifetime membership gives you access to 25 languages. So I am well equipped for all my future trips and interactions and dreams. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. Dateable listeners can now get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/today. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/today. Today.
Want to add some holiday cheer into the bedroom? Spice up your life using the natural power of cannabis with Via. We're obsessed with their best-selling High Love Gummy that really intensifies any sexual experience. With its unique blend of pleasure-enhancing cannabinoids, libido-strengthening herbs, and a medium dose of THC, Via's really created one mind-blowing gummy. You can even get their High Love bundle either as an early present for yourself or a loved one. I personally like their THC-free gummies too. Their flow state is my fave because you guessed it, it puts me into that right focus. So whatever your threshold, they have you covered with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independent owned American farms. If you're 21 plus, head to viahemp.com and use the code DATEABLE to receive 15% off. That's VIIA hemp.com and use the code DATEABLE at checkout. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Take your passion and pleasure to a whole new level with High Love from Via Hemp. What about like revealing certain personal aspects of yourself, like a mental health challenge or past substance abuse or family dynamics, like things that you might not want like every person you date to know? But then if you're dating someone and then like 6 to 8 months comes by and now you're like, okay, I feel comfortable sharing, is that technically lying because you were like omitting info? Or is that a different category in your opinion?
I do think that's a different category because if someone is not directly asking you these questions,
Right.
I don't think you need to reveal those details. But it is lying when someone does ask you directly and then you answer with something that's not truthful. I've definitely had partners in the past who've, I wouldn't even say it's fully lie, but weren't fully truthful about their financial situation. Didn't even think to ask for more details. So I thought they were in a much better financial situation than they led on to be, only to find out there was trouble.
Mm.
So I felt a little catfished in some ways. It's like, oh, if now you are actually in financial trouble. This is very different from when we first started. And now this is directly impacting me because we cannot live the lifestyle, or I need to now help. To me, that's being deceitful.
I think it all stems from, like, I think even this person that wrote in, it's like, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to, make this person concerned. Like, this person wrote a lot more. We have to obviously truncate them for timing,
Mhm.
but they were saying a lot of it came from their own like childhood wounds and abandonment
Sure.
issues. And, they kind of saw the lie as a way to not drive the person away, yet it ultimately ended up driving the person away. And I think a lot of times it's not coming from a malicious place. Like, I could see the partner that was having financial struggles, like not wanting to let you down or not wanting to make you worry or not wanting you to like question their viability as a partner. Like, it's not like because they're being malicious and lying about things, like there's a lot of
True.
stuff that comes from lying. That's why, again, going back to the why is so important. I mean, I think with this person, like, what can be done to reconcile? What is your take here? Like, I feel like the only thing that can happen is to give it a little space and then to have a conversation about the deeper things that were happening for you. Like, share those abandonment issues, share the childhood wounds and the stuff that was coming up for you that you maybe wanted to protect the partner against. That's the only hope, is to get a little raw and vulnerable. I think just there's really no other way. And even with that, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be suddenly on board.
Yeah, I completely agree. Do this with the intention of bettering yourself, not with the intention of getting someone back. Because if you do it with the intention of trying to get someone back, you may end up telling more white lies to do that. But do it as like a self-improvement challenge for yourself. How do I grow myself from this experience? And does it feel better after I come clean and explain my side of the story? It's not really for them to say, oh, you are forgiven, or, oh, now I understand. It's for you to really let out some of the repressed feelings and past experiences, right?
I mean, it sucks that it ended, but I think this is such a teaching moment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we need this type of stuff to be like, it's not okay. Like, things that I think are innocent are not okay to people.
Yep, that's very true. Like what you think is a white lie, maybe to them is a big lie.
And also, how do they add up? I think that's the big piece too. When it happens once, I think people can be more forgiving.
Yeah,
But if it becomes a pattern, they're like, what else is this person lying about?
exactly. That's what I would always think. What else is there?
Okay, well, this was a good one. Again, it's a learning experience. If nothing else, you're not a bad person. You're not a liar. I don't think like any of that needs to be casted, but maybe it's an opportunity, or not even maybe, it is an opportunity to think about these white lies as they come out next time.
Thank you for this listener for sending in this question via review. Did you know that if you leave us a 5-star rating and review and ask the question in the body of the review, you'll get bumped up to the top of the list like this person did, and we'll answer your question very fast.
And make sure to go to our website and howtobedateable.com and pre-order our book. We've announced that we have a lot of free gifts for anyone that pre-orders. You can go to the site, check them out. You just, basically pre-order, put your order number in, and then you get them. So you can use all these guides until the book comes out in January.
So, couple websites for you to remember. Howtobedateable.com is where you can pre-order the book. DATEABLEpodcast.com is where you can find all the info about us, or you can DM us on Instagram at DATEABLEpodcast if you want a direct line to us, ask us any questions there or any feedback as well.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Black Friday is coming, and for the adults in your life who love the coolest toys, well, there's something for them this year too. Bartesian is the premier craft cocktail maker that automatically makes more than 60 seasonal and classic cocktails, each in under 30 seconds at the push of a button. And right now, Bartesian is having a huge site-wide sale. You can get $100 off any cocktail maker or cocktail maker bundle when you spend $400 or more. So, if the cocktail lover in your life has been good this year, or the right kind of bad, get them Bartesian. At the push of a button, make bar-quality cosmopolitans, martinis, Manhattans, and more. All in just 30 seconds. All for $100 off. Amazing toys aren't just for kids. Get $100 off a cocktail maker when you spend $400 through Cyber Monday. Visit bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.